All right. As always, let's see. Get myself together. I got to fall into a zone. All right. As always, let's see. Get myself together. I got to fall into a zone. That's what happens when you leave a microphone open. Salam Ali. Okay, y'all, as always, I like reading a little bit from The Divine Principle, my bestseller. It's not a lot of reading, but it does set up the intention, my intention. Very, very important. A few things I want to say is, first of all, I'd like you to, if you get a moment, go to YouTube and look up Center of Light Radio, or you can go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio and give me a thumbs up. If you watch any of my archived interviews from Center of Light Radio and you like it, give me a comment. That way it lets me know what you're looking for as guests on Center of Light Radio, and I'd be happy to find more guests of that same nature. But also give me some thumbs up. Go to YouTube. You can go to KeithAnthonyBlanchard.com or centeroflightradio.com. Click on that red Ferrari at the bottom of the opening page. It'll take you to my lifelong work, RPM, Recognize, Plug In, and Manifest. When we begin to recognize what God is, what our best life is, and we begin to plug into it, and it's common sense. It's math. 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 2 = 3. Then we are able to have the tools we need consciously and begin to deliberately manifest our lives. We manifest our lives all the time. There is no difference. One is we do it consciously, and the other is we do it unconsciously, and it brings us nothing but trouble. RPM, Recognize, Plug In, and Manifest. When you click on that Ferrari, it'll take you to a page. It'll tell you what you get and what you will be able to create. And also you get one-on-one time with me to help you refine your process so we can get you down the path further, easier, towards the blissful life you desire and deserve. That's for shiznle. Also, there's a sign-up form on that same page. Fill it out. When I have the time, I will start an email. I will start a newsletter program. You get that. But also, you begin to receive my creations up until this point that I charge money for. In digital form, of course, for free. They'll come in bundles, and over a period, you will go all the way through all of my creations, my movies, my books, my music, so forth and so on, and everything else in between that I'm going to be creating. Right now, thanks to you, I'm working on a book that's going to be done very soon, hopefully at least by 6 months, called Radical Transformation Right Here, Right Now. I could flip a switch inside of you, kaboom, and help you glimpse and touch your soul. That's a fact. Hello, Mr. Jim. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Lynn. So if you like the videos that I do, the live feeds, somewhere in this forum, it used to be a button, but I think now it's in the ellipsis, the 3 dots up at top that says, notify me when Keith goes live. Also, as I begin to do spiritual readings, I'm going to get very, very clear on what I mean about a spiritual reading here shortly. Hello, Matt Wolfmeyer, my bro. I'm going to explain that in a second. I'm thinking about taking a phone call for those who I select. If after I give you a reading, or help you to get clear rather, you want a little more information, you got to give me a phone call. Right there. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit from my book, The Divine Principle. It's going to set up not only the intention, but my intention as a guide. Nothing more than that. As a guide to help you reach what it is you're truly desiring in your life. Actually, to help you get clear. Because once you get clear, mountains will move. It's called faith. It's not blind faith. You are clear, so you know. You don't guess that you're cold. You don't guess that you're hot. You know when you're cold or when you're hot. clarity, will help you to get to a space of knowing. That is my goal. And then I don't have to do anything. No one has to do anything. So here are a couple of paragraphs from the Divine Principle, again, as I stated, that sets up my intentions of working with you as a guide. God speaks in the Divine Principle. This would be speaking for you. Conscious practitioners. Conscious, meaning those who not only are aware, but I am aware. I am aware that I am aware. I am aware that I exist. And therefore, I am in the driver's seat. Versus dwelling on your past, dwelling on your past, dwelling on your past, fearing the future, fearing the future, fearing the future. When you become conscious, you don't dwell on the past. I'll read. Spirit says, conscious practitioners spend at least a little time each day reflecting on their lives, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. This lets them see the patterns and gives them accurate, very important word here, gives them accurate clues as to why they are where they are. Their self-reflection instead of dwelling, their self-reflection is a springboard that lets them make the best choice at any God-given moment. Woo! And since they're always looking to find a better way to flow with the universal current, they take full advantage of the coincidences that happen in their lives, the synchronicity, those little serendipities, those little deja vus, those little things that we know does not come necessarily from here. We're not sure exactly how to make sense of it, but we know they're real. And use those coincidences. That word is out of context. People think coincidence. No, a coincidence means two things are coinciding. They're coming together. And use these coincidences to decode signals from the higher self, or basically who we are at our essence, God. As a result, their quality of life is enhanced. By aligning with the universe's forces, spiritual practitioners are able to tap into them for the betterment of themselves and the rest of mankind. Their road to God is dramatically shortened to only a few lives because they have chosen to learn while they live life and not relying solely, S-O-L-E-Y, S-O-U-L-Y, on the life overview you have all come to expect when you die. This is a part of the Divine Principle when I'm having conversation with God about this very moment, moments like this. Giving guidance, giving readings to others. I want to read you a couple definitions. I had no intentions of doing that, but I'm being led to. Definition of intuition. Everyone knows I am huge on definitions. And shortly we're going to get to the readings. Everyone knows I am huge on definitions because you cannot argue with the definition. It is the collective agreement saying, this is what we agree our language is. It's collective. Right? This is what the word means. This is what the idea means. This is what the telepathy means. Because really, if I have a thought, and I want to convey that thought all the way into your mind and put it as a thought in your head, I have to either speak it or write it. So I'm conveying what the dictionary has described this intention, this idea means. Can't escape your definition. Intuition, definition. Quick and ready insight. Immediate apprehension or cognition. Those little serendipities that when they happen, you go, something is going on. Most people just blow it off. You're being spoken to. Knowledge or conviction gained by intuition. The power or faculty of attaining to direct knowledge or cognition without evident rational thought and interference. Definition of feeling. An awareness. One of my most fantastic favorite words. feeling, definition, an awareness, consciousness, an emotion, a premonition. This is the part of the book I ask God about giving readings. I say, I love using my intuition to help others, but I worry about whether I'm using it to the fullest whenever someone asks me for spiritual guidance. It bothers me that at any time I could be wrong in the readings I give. Logical point of view. Anyone would want to ask that question of Spirit if you had the opportunity and to receive what comes next by Spirit. Not to worry, Keith. When you question your accuracy, it only shows you how much work you still have to do. At the same time, it shows me how responsible you want to be. Though your concern about having to be right may cause you to fear in the wrong lane every once in a while, good driver that you have become, you are now learning how unimportant it is to be right. Besides, did it ever occur to you in the readings that you give that when you feel you might be wrong, it is exactly what your questioner needs to hear for their growth? Indeed, maybe you are right after all. I never thought it to be that way. So there's really no difference between being right and accurate? And Spirit answers, I shall tell you the difference. Those who believe it matters how people perceive them and who always need to be right are following an agenda that is ego-based and outer-driven. But the desire to be accurate requires an inner discipline and has no agenda except the highest good. And finally, that's my goal, but I still have some questions surrounding this idea. Spirit says, that is good, for questions can only lead you to your answers. Rest assured that you will only get answers that reflect the quantity of soul quality you have invested in your questioning. One needs to be very, very careful. If you go to a spiritual guide for a reading, if they tell you what is going to happen, get up and leave. No one can ever tell you what is going to happen. Get up and leave. If they try to tell you, this is what's going to happen, pro or con, leave. But please come back and see me in about 3 months so we can do an update. It's not real. It's fake. Even if they're a good psychic, a spiritual guide, and they tell you what's going to happen, get up and leave. I will never tell you that. But as to why you would pose a question to me to play this out, these readings, I will tell you as someone who cares about your life. Basically, what I'm saying is I love you. And my love for you is the vehicle to tap into the greatest love. As my intention to bring something through for you that I will leave in your lap so that you can decide what you would like out of the information I imparted. It's that easy. If you go to a spiritual reader and they say, you need to be careful because in about 2 weeks from now, you can possibly be in a car wreck. You drop $75 on the table. No matter what they told you that was of a positive nature, the only thing you really left with is, I can be in a car wreck. That's dangerous. Dangerous. So 2 weeks from now, you're riding on the road, and the thought pops in your head about what happened 2 weeks before, and now you're driving out of anxiety, and you're nervous. And when you're nervous and you're scared, of course, the clarity in your mind shuts down. The clarity in your heart gets suffocated by the fear. And now you're driving all nervous, and it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. It's hogwash. But spiritual reading is a very real science. It's a very real experience. And hopefully for you out there, who I'm just going to start you shortly, we can maybe shed light on it for you. So I like to set up a prayer as the giver, and I ask you to set up a prayer as a receiver. Spirit, we're gathered here now in your name for only one reason, and that is the highest good of all that participate. There is no other reason. That as I intend my well wishes for people, that they are ready to receive in a level that they fully understand with absolute clarity. And the only result is abundance, peace, love, and healing. Let's get down to business. How's the music volume against my voice? Okay. I'm going to wait for an answer. Mitzi, you're up first, dear, if you're still here. Mitzi, if you're here, say yes, Keith, I am. And for those who did leave, hello, Keith, in the box. After Mitzi, you're up next. So everyone in the room, if you want to participate, say hello, Keith, and find your place in queue so you'll be ready when I finish with the person just before you. I don't have any cards. I have some digital cards from the internet. And I also have my intuition. And I'm going to combine both of them. I'm waiting on Mitzi. She said, yes, she is still here. Okay, Mitzi, you're the first. So I'm learning this as I'm doing this. One moment. So Mitzi, the way this works is there are 4 aspects to a tarot deck. They call them cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. Cups, just like a playing deck of cards, cups would be hearts, wands would be clovers, swords would be spades, and pentacles would be diamonds. So the first thing from you, Mitzi, I would like you to choose is just say cups, wands, swords, or pentacles. There's a little delay. The next reader, I'm going to do it a little different. Mitzi says wands. So from this point on, instead of, if I had cards, I would still be doing it. So I'm going to do it this way. Same. Spirit knows you. Spirit knows me. My hand will be guided on what to select, even as if I was flipping cards. But I'm going to take Mitzi's first entry as wands. So Mitzi, here is your card. I'm trying to see if it'll let me. It won't let me. You can look on the feed on Google Images or what the meaning is. And yours is the 5 of Wands, which is the 5 of Clubs. What this is pointing to about what can be happening for you is that this period in your life, you may be going through battles and bickering, maybe from those around you, or you just being in a situation with others. Are you dealing with pettiness? Is there discord? Are you having any squabbling going on in your life that is relevant for me giving you this? A group of people are battling with wands. When you see this card, you will see people battling with batons. The closest one in light blue seems to be holding the others off with very little effort. Is this something that's going on for you, dear? Do you find that there's a fighting happening in your life? This is not necessarily meaning an inside fight, which it is, but right now going on in the outside for you. Mitzi, are you open to calling me so we can give you your one question? So Mitzi, if you're open to call, I'm going to put my number in the room. Mitzi, if you're opening to call, you're welcome to call. If not, say no, and I'll move on to the next person. So I hope you get the gist of what the Five of Wands means to you. Mitzi, you can always get online and do further research into that. It's the Five of Wands. Look up Five of Wands meaning. Intuition-wise for Mitzi, I feel this is... Okay, Mitzi says she's not interested in a phone call. So Mitzi, if you would, I'm going to give you the link to where you can find that information, dear. It's coming to you now. Next in line. Oh, wow. The feed is moving in real time. Wow, I didn't think about this. So, let me try something. So the people that signed up earlier, they're disappearing off of my feed. Boy, I didn't think this through very well. Wow. I tell you what, let's do it this way. Everyone, ask one question and put it in the room. Just, there you go. I got it. Ask me one question and put it in the room. And then I will find a card at Intuition and I will weave the answer that comes through me with the answer I get from the card that I intuitively selected. That'll make much more sense to me. Brianna caught my attention. Hello, Brianna. Well, I think Brianna left. Zach Bear, what's up, bro? Mary Ellen asked the first question. So I see. If everyone would, please pause so the feed doesn't keep moving and I miss your question because it gets further down the list. So I have my first question. So let's pause there. Mary Ellen says, I'd like to know more about a project I have coming up. And the first answer that came to me without a pause was yes. Let me intuitively pick this from Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen, it is the 10 of Pentacles. It says affluence, inheritance, family money, sum of money. Here we see 3 generations of family. Mary Ellen, do you have 3 generations in your family that are psychics? That's the first thing that hit me. If so, give me a capital yes exclamation point. Here we see 3 generations of family with pentacles all around them. There is wealth, comfort, stability, prosperity, material security, and luxury. Mary says, not that they will admit to. Would that be a true statement? Again, this is not about me being right. I have no agenda in this whatsoever. I'm just playing a game because it's Sunday night. But I'm also here with my intent to help you get clear. So again, how about this? When it's your turn to get a reading, I did put my phone number in the room. If, as I give you your reading and it comes to write what you think intuitively is a close, call that number and we'll continue. Again, that number's... There you go. So, Mary, if you want to call, she says, but intuitive, yes. Mary, it's up to you. If you want to call, do so now. Let's see who came in the room. Sue says, pick who you're drawn to. Absolutely. Hello, Joey. LaQuanda. So everyone, go ahead and give me one more question and pause. Chloe's up next. Chloe says, not sure what to ask. Still becoming me. I'm going to your card, Chloe. One moment. Hello? Hello? Hi. Yeah. You're going on the air, darling.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, this is Mary Ellen Popick. So what can I do to take this further for you, dear?
It's interesting that you mentioned about 3 generations because my dad is helping me externally with the project.
You can divulge it, or you can be very vague, or in other words, give me enough so I can help meander through why you're contacting me, so you can get clearer about the situation you want resolved.
This is the first big event that I've done in Orlando.
Okay. Spiritual fair.
Yeah.
Haha.
Bigger than I've done before.
Yeah, it's going to be very successful.
Okay, good.
Very successful. In fact, soon as you said, I want to know about something, the answer was on my tongue, waiting for yes to come out. That's absolutely correct.
It's just a new day. It's a new, the way that people communicate is so much different, than we started doing this work. And it's just completely a different stage all the way around.
It will be successful, dear. That's what I see. Maybe the fact that I'm validating you on that might raise the confidence level, the confidence bar in you, in turn is going to create a vibration for you that's going to continue to draw attendance. Very nice.
Well, we hope you're going to come one of these times.
I would love to. Consider me in the future. I'd love to come be a speaker and a vending booth person, yeah.
All right, well, good. I'm enjoying watching you do this. This is neat, so I'll look forward to this again in the future, too.
Love and light, beautiful lady. Take you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Everyone, that was Mary Ellen Popick, friend of mine. So I'm going to get to my next person's question, which was Chloe Lavender. Chloe asked the question, not sure what to ask, still becoming me. Let me grab your card. Chloe, your card is the Page of Swords. Swords is like the spades in a regular 52 deck of playing cards. Here's the information for you, Chloe, about the question you don't know what to ask. Childlike, temperamental, headstrong, aggressive, defensive. The card shows a youth holding a sword in an aggressive pose, as though he is ready to strike at something. In fact, what this card is telling me, Chloe, that this is somewhat true. In fact, I would go as far as to say this is true for you as an internal dialogue, but as an outward expression for you, never. You don't have that about you to be that way externally. But this is sort of like an internal idea that is moving around for you. Again, there's an aggression there, temperamentalness there, headstrong, aggressive, and defensive. It's not a right or wrong scenario, but this is, even though the card may insinuate this is a lashing out to the world as if you would do this to other people, that is not true at all. But this is more of a dynamic of how you're feeling inside. So I'm going to mix these questions up and go about it as they come. Maria says, mine is general. Maria, here is your card. Again, if you know my phone number, it's in the feed. Call me if you want to continue to extend your reading for more clarity. So here is your card, dear. Actually, I want to go back to Chloe. Something he's saying, I need to pick a major arcana card for Chloe, and that is the Star. Here you go, Chloe, the Star. Wishes, dreams, pleasure, joy, plenty, balance, flow. How you like that for a reading? The first card that I drew for Chloe was about inner aggression and defensiveness and all these things that Chloe might be going through. And then I went back by following my intuition to follow the major arcana card, and I pulled the Star. And now the opposite is going to be true. Or, like I said, I will never tell you what's going to happen. But you are being presented with the opportunity to ease up, ease in. Because you might be in a threshold now in this period of your life as to why you showed up in this forum, as to why you participated by saying, do me next, Keith. And so maybe the do me next, Keith, is your intention of spirit saying, Keith, choose that card. And that card is saying wishes, dreams, pleasure, joy, plenty, balance, flow. You're coming out of one experience and now into the other. Good luck with that. Absolutely good luck with that. Maria says, mine is general. Hi, Pamela. Elle Wood. Dorothy. Steve Stone. Ron. Okay, so Maria says hers is general. Maria, this is Lean. I don't know. My intuition says this is about relationship or a soon-to-be one or a want of one. Don't know. Let's see how it plays out. This is this is the Knight of Cups, which is equal to, in the 52 playing card deck, to the, I think it's the Jack of Hearts. The Knight of Cups. Sensitive, romantic, emotional, loving, caring, sensitive. The Knight can represent a young adult or a person who is immature of their age. I don't think that's your case. It could apply to an aspect of you. Maybe an aspect of you that is immature for your age about relationship as to why this is coming to me. And again, I have no agenda. I have no problem about being inaccurate or wrong whatsoever. The Knight can represent he, she is dreamy, imaginative, sensitive, emotional, probably quite romantic person. He or she is loving, caring, generous, and will help anyone, often to their own detriment. Is that true for you, Maria? She says yes. Let me choose a major arcana card for you. Maria, if you want to take it further, my phone number's in the room. Please grab it. Please feel free to call. Here's your major arcana card. Your major arcana card is strength. The white of the dress is very prominent, which is about purity, especially spiritual. The yellow background is about connecting and communicating from the inside and being in touch with who you are. There's a figure 8 above her head, which is the symbol of infinity. The lion is normally considered to be the strongest, most powerful animal there is. Yet he is happily eating out of the woman's hand. Again, that feels like male. Someone eating out of your hand, but I don't think you mean it from that way, but someone who wants to be with you. There is a mutual trust and respect. I feel this is very, very important for you. I have no idea what you said. Watching you on my phone number. I thought I gave it. Here you go. This is fun. Hello, Star. So everyone, please stop writing your questions for now, because I don't want everyone before you to leave the queue, because it's in real time. And once you're gone, I can't see it, even if you were... I didn't think this out too well, so I'm doing my best. Thank you for your patience with me. So just hang on until I get to the next round of questions. So Maria, there is my phone number. If Maria calls, y'all check out my ringer. When this thing fires off and she says, can't ring because I'm watching on my phone. Well, you can call me and we can talk, and then you can always get back online if you like. So just give me a yes or no, what you choose. I see Star. I see Elwood wanting. Pamela. Sue. So I'm going to wait a couple more seconds for Maria to decide. Hello, Carolyn. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to go with the next question, and if Maria wants to call, we'll go there. Sue Lindsay says, anything for me? So, Sue, what I have for you... You're welcome, Chloe. Hello, Sarah. Jaden. Sue, what I have for you is the King of Pentacles. That would be, excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles. That would be like the Jack of Diamonds, I believe. What comes for you, Sue, is fixed and flexible. Finest of everything. I think this one fits you, Sue. I'm sorry. It's not my... Stubborn, cautious, practical, hard worker, dislike change. Here we see an unhappy looking figure sitting on a stationary black horse. He holds a pentacle in his hand. This can be a man or a woman. As a person, they are practical, conventional, patient, hardworking, determined, persistent, detailed-oriented, meticulous, thorough, prudent, cautious, save their money, likes the comfort of a financial nest egg behind them. That card was for you. Let me pick a major arcana card for you. This seems like where you are crossing a threshold. Major arcana card is the Hierophant. Inner power, advisor, counselor, teacher, education, seeker of knowledge and wisdom. Preference for orthodox, again back to conventional. Need to conform and be socially acceptable. So Sue, what I think this is saying is that at least for you, you had a place in your life right now where you can walk out of your old paradigm. The old world, that which you were taught by your parents. That was for you, Sue. A moment ago, I was supposed to read. Here we go. Pamela says, anything for me. Pamela, two things come to mind. Again, when I do this, it's not about being right, and it's not about you squinting to try to make what I say to you fit. I don't know why, but two things come to mind before I give you your cards. The first thing that comes to mind is broken foot and loss of job. Here is your card, dear. Your card is the Six of Wands, which would be equal to the Six of Clubs in a 52 card playing deck. Success, victory, triumph, praise, recognition. Somehow, Pamela, I feel that for a large part of your life, that you lived in competition. I want the same as John or Jane Doe has. I want to be like keeping up with the Joneses. I'm not saying that's actually applicable now. But whether it is or isn't, the fact that you asked for a reading and I'm giving you one because I've already stated my intention with God, saying, I'm only here as a vessel to bring through the highest love to support anyone who participates in their highest good. So because I stated my intention, and because you stated your intention to be here and ask the question about something for you, take it in. Is there an aspect of you that still believes in being better? Keeping up with the others? The card I pulled for you was success, victory, triumph, praise, recognition. A figure on the card, a figure rides through a group of people holding a wand with a wreath of success on it. Also, what comes through is when I said a loss of a job, or did you just gain a new job that is offering you a new direction in said job with a possibility of promotion? And I think both of those are true, actually. Sue says, spot on. I was supposed to give up smoking for hospital on Tuesday. Keith, I was too stubborn. You will when you want to, dear. Becky says, I am loving your necklace, drawn by it. Beautiful. You're welcome, dear. So, Pamela, does any of that resonate with you and anything you want to share? Hello, Patrick. Hello, Kathy. Corey. Mott. Okay, Pam, great. I'm glad it doesn't resonate with you, but you don't always have to look at this as literal. You can always take this in a meditation with you to find where these little nuances in your life can apply. Notice when I said broken foot, meaning an injured foot. What does the foot do? Our feet allows us to move forward. I said loss of job. What happens? Our moving forward financially suddenly stops. And then I gave you these cards about this or that. All I'm asking is that you honestly and objectively look at this to see what may or may not apply for you. That's it. Blessings to you, dear. Sarah says, hi, Sarah. Sarah, something is asking me to ask you if you would pose a question. Give me a one-sentence question. Until then, I'm going to get a card for you. Your card is the Seven of Swords. That would be equal to 7 of spades. I want to see what the question is first. I'm curious. Hello, Roy. T. Roy. Should I let go? This is your card, dear. 7 of Swords. Theft, loss, sneaking away, underhand, cunning, someone taking. This card shows a figure creeping away from a camp, carrying 5 of the 7 swords. The last 2 are left standing in the ground. The figure has quite a smug expression on his face. That means exactly your answer to your question. Should you let go? Let go of the person taking from you and leaving with a smug look on their face. Yeah, you should let go on all levels. That's vague. I mean, that's absolute. We all should let go on all levels. Your question, you said, should I let go? And the card I read was, this card represents something being taken away from you. Often in a very underhand, sneaky way. And they're doing it with a smug look on their face. Does that apply to you, dear? Doesn't matter whether it applies to you, that you tell me from a right or wrong perspective. That's rhetorical. You don't have to reply. You and you alone knows that it either resonates with you or not. She said, Keith, thank you very much. That is 100% accurate. Something told me for you to ask the question before I just blindly went into a reading for you. Let go, dear. And here's the kicker. I'm going to add to your pie. Don't just let go and be upset in your letting go, because in doing so, you have not let go. Let go. Let go of the lack of forgiveness. Forgive them. In fact, bless them for teaching you at this period in your life how to let go. That's your reason for loving them. Bingo. Good for you, dear. I absolutely enjoyed that with you. Becky says, hello. Becky, if you would, something is asking you to please give me a question. As I find a card from you, for you. Becky, I get the feeling you're from a very cold place. Or it can be cold. It's winter. United States, cold. Center United States. Sarah, you are welcome, dear. I'm waiting on Becky's question, which should be popping up shortly. So I'll do my best to get around to everyone who is here. So stick around. Let's see who else here while I'm waiting for Becky's question. Fran, hi dear. Allie, Jaden, sweetheart. Jaden, by the way, if you're here, Rock House Live is not going to happen tomorrow as far as open mic, due to the fact that there's a multi-band event. But we'll do it again next Monday. Corey Ann, Sue, Chloe, everyone that's here. Becky says, am I awakened, dear? Well, you're awakened enough to wonder if you're awakened. I'm teasing with you. The card I get for you is the Knight of Wands. I think that's the Jack of Clubs. Property, move, new property, action, speed. This is a high energy person. You're a high energy person who lives life in the fast lane and intends to do everything at great speed. This can be unpredictable, headstrong, who is prone to sudden changes and does not complete what they start. You're exciting, confident, outgoing, and fun to be around, but may not be very dependable because you are off on the next project. You can be passionate, also hot-tempered. You have a huge heart and are very generous, but also can be tactless and hot-headed. So Becky, if that applies to you, well, I don't want the answer for me so I can feel right. Actually, don't answer. I was going to say just respond so I know if it applies to you. Don't. If that applies to you, that should answer your question about awakening. It doesn't mean you're more or less awakened than me or than Jaden or Sarah than anybody else. This question is yours and yours alone. Am I awakened? Only you can determine what the awakening process and awakened it actually is. So me reading those cards for you, she says, wow, that's like dead on. Me reading those cards for you was not an answer from me. You asked the question, the universe provided. So maybe to answer your question, am I awakened, dear, is maybe these few things that I've mentioned is what you are wrestling with. That's stifling your expansion to be even more illumined. Unpredictable, headstrong, prone to sudden change, don't complete what you start, these kind of things. So now that you have a validation of that for yourself, you go, I've just been shown a few tidbits of where my work now lies so I can further awaken. That's your card, dear. Yeah. Something is saying give you a major arcana card. She said, got it right on. Becky, here's a major arcana card for you, dear. Arcana, I think they pronounce it. But I don't care. You get the star card. Hope and optimism. Stars are always around even during the day when we can't normally see them. The naked figure looks totally at ease and totally comfortable within him or herself. Naked figure, that applies to you right here, dear. Naked meaning vulnerable. And exposing yourself. Because that's been pretty difficult for you in your past. In fact, most of your life. And when I told you about those qualities of unpredictable, those kinds of negative attributes, but they're not negative. They're positive because they're telling you something. And I got you the star card as the major arcana. The reason I said, when I read you the attributes of the card, which is a naked figure, be naked. Because you've had such an issue about exposing yourself and being vulnerable in your life, in your past, as to why. One moment. The card I read you about what you have been dealing with. The unpredictability. Big heart, which is great. And all those negative connotations I gave you. So reflect on that. That the reason you had those issues in your life in your past is because the major arcana wants to bless you and say, here's why. You had issues about allowing yourself to be exposed or seen. That's for you, dear. Becky says, I sure have. Great. Hello, Dagny, New Harkavy. Okay, y'all. For those who want to call in, my phone number is feel free to call in. I don't think it applied in the room. Becky says, amazing. Becky, I didn't do anything. I just sat here and I was your channel. You did it, dear. So for those who want to follow me further in the future, I only do, this is the first reading I've really ever done in a room. I do them all the time in my life. But I decided to have something fun tonight, other than a spiritual class, which later I might do, depending. So stick around for that. You can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Keith Anthony Blanchard, like my personal page. And the notify in here, there's a little 3 buttons, 3 dots that say, you know, click on it and notify me when Keith goes live. This costs you nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to take a quick pause. I need to turn off my heat in here. I'm starting to swelter with all the energy that's moving through my body. Give me 30 seconds. All right, let's see where we left off. Pamela says, I didn't know you did this. Love it. Oh, Pamela, I've been doing this work for many, many years. Many. I do readings. I do it for people in public. Yes, I do. When I network out and about. Even though they think I'm just having a chit-chat with them, they have no idea that I give them readings all day long. Hi, Gloria. Becky says, I'm a follower. Totally shocked right now. Thank you, dear. For those who are just arriving, you can call me at 901-550-6415 and ask me a question and I'll give you a reading. Or you can post it here in the forum. But people, when I network, they have no idea I'm giving them readings all the time. This is a little more intentful, a little more intimate because you're bringing something through that you simply want to know about. I don't do this to be right. I don't do this to be, look at Keith, yay, yay, yay. That is not what this is about for me. I have integrity in what I am as a person. I know who I am in my skin and my work. Elwood, it's your turn, my brother. He says, I am where I am supposed to be geographically and other. Elwood, let me get a card for you, sir. Is there something you want to bring through, Elwood? Ask your question now or call me at my phone number. I'm going to post my number again. I knew Fran was coming. There she is. Do you connect with animals who have passed on? I'm sure it's all consciousness. It's all soul. You know, I'm assuming that people think that when we die as a human being and we're in our soul essence, we have a humanoid shape. We may, only to the degree that we take with us what we think we look like. And that when a little dog dies and he's into his soul essence, that he's going to have a dog shape. No. It's all consciousness. When a dog crosses to the other side or a cat crosses to the other side, they have the same burst of light, the same epiphany, the same explosion, the same bang, the same wow I remember coming from this place as we do. Any other way has to be nonsensical to me. We're all equal in the eyes of Creator. Pamela says, should I let go and move on if you have time to answer? Well, yeah, Pam, you asking that question is your validation. All I am is simply a mirror to say, look at the question you asked. Look into the eye of the mirror. The eye of the mirror, because everything on the outside of you is a mirror reflection of the inner experience you are having, is it not? Look to the outside, Pamela. Is it not validating to you exactly how you feel about what you think is happening? The good things in life that you're blissful about, they're just effortless and easy. Check this out. You're not worried about having a couch in your house, are you? And there one sits. No pun intended. You're not worried about having a couch in your house, and there one sits. You're not worried about having water to drink. Is your glass half empty or half full? Well, Spirit, I'm loving these metaphors. That's awesome. You're not worried about having a car to drive. And you do. And you have the ability to move forward. But notice the things about how you feel about what you can't get or what you don't have. Notice the things that you want, you don't have. And the things you don't want or care about, you have. And therefore, you have. And that also means you have not. But there you have it. So there you have it. So if you're posing the question, should I let go? Do it and see what happens. If you're asking the question, you're posing the question for a reason. And likely not because everything is always peachy. So if everything is not always peachy, the worst that can happen in those things that are not always peachy when you let go is you're giving the opportunity to have peach cobbler with some cream, some ice cream. And I made fun of all this, but that's truly Spirit coming through me with a little bit of banter, a little bit of humor. To give you something. Pamela, this is coming through me now. See, this whole goofballness of Keith doing this for you is for a reason. And you saw this, you seeing this unplay out right in front of your face. Right before you. The reason I was being light-hearted about all this was Spirit's way of saying, lighten up on yourself. Get back to playing like a child. Go back to your innocence. When you can do what you wanted to do before you were ever told you better not, or you should or you shouldn't, or you can or you can't. Go back to that child. Why does little Becky come to mind? Not little Becky, excuse me. Why does little Pam come to mind? Pamela, does that have any significance for you, little Pam? Lil Pam? I'm going to wait for Pamela's response. Elwood, I did not forget about you, sir. Give me a couple more minutes. This heat's burning me up. I have two of them. Lil Pam. She says yes. They probably used to call her Low Pam. So Pam, your gift that I'm handing you, because I love you. I love you. I do. Lighten up on yourself. Go back to that kid. Let go of whatever it is you're holding on to that's weighing you down. Let me ask you this. Is your holding on to it working to give you what you want from it? It's not. Your best place to let it go. There you go, Pam. Elwood. Fran, you're up next here. Elwood says, I want to know if I'm on the right path of my journey. Elwood, I have something for you from the Divine Principle. I got to think of the key word. I'm going to let Spirit answer this for you through the book. Elwood, here is your answer to your question. I love your question. Am I on the right path? When you ask a question of yourself like that, you're really not asking God the question, but you are. Because if you ask the question inwardly, where does God live? See, the supplication is already heard. Spirit knew you were coming to this forum to pose this question. Trust me. You knew you were coming to this forum to pose this question. In fact, this burning, yearning question has been on your mind for a long time, and that is a true statement, and you know it. I know it. Because I know when someone asks that question, and it's a beautiful question because I'm wanting to grow and expand so fast and so big, I want to know the answer to this most delicious question. What I read earlier was, you will receive the answer in your questioning that contains the quantity of soul quality in the question you ask. That is delicious. Here's your answer, Elwood. One moment. And this also goes for Pamela. Wow. For all those who are in the room about holding on. But Elwood specifically, for you about holding on. And also answering your question about your right, are you on the right path? I see, Spirit, I see you're wanting to get higher, but I see you wanting to get higher, but as the many aspects of your life are becoming finalized, I also observe the fear that is causing you to resist the changes that are taking place. Change is inevitable. Just wait and see. The more you close old doors of your life, the more the new ones will open for you. And I pose the question to Spirit, but this is Elwood posing the question to Spirit. So how do I get comfortable enough, despite my fears, to walk confidently through them? All you can do is prepare yourself for what may lie ahead. The clearer you become by doing self-work, the fewer fears will crop up, and no matter what door you find yourself approaching, you will begin to recognize it for the opportunity it is. Indeed, as the path you are seeking begins to announce itself with more and more certainty, like you're having right now, you will not feel comfortable unless you walk it. You already know this. The search you have embarked upon pulls at your heartstrings. It nudges you to keep moving in the direction towards God's peace. Elwood, this is you asking the question again. But what if it turns out that I am not on the right path? This is a common worry for most spiritual aspirants. But the truth is that no one could ever get off the path that is meant for him or her. If someone feels that they have strayed, that concern of theirs will put them right back on it. Your question just put your feet in a conscious direction towards your bliss, towards your Creator, my friend. Spirit continues, here is the path. Just stay in the present moment at all times. It is this awareness of the now that will keep you from being caught off guard by events that in the past would have caused you to react. It is not accurate to think that you can deviate from your life's design. The fact is that not recognizing the path is actually part of your path. That's for you, bro. There's no way you can get off of your path. Charissa, I have you coming up. Star, I have you coming up. Fran, my dear friend. Tammy, I see you here, but I don't know if you wanted a word or two or me to pick a card. So I went from cards to doing flat out reading. So I'm just going to let Spirit take me where it wants to go. Where you tell Spirit that your subconscious is going to take me where it needs to go. Fran says, if anything comes through for George, my cat who passed away in 2012, feel free. I do know that he's still kneading dough on your chest. Yeah? Fran, is your cat still making bread on your chest when you're laying down? Something says get a card for Fran. I'm going to get Fran's comment first. Hello, Mary Lou. Hello, Melissa. You're welcome, Charissa. Fran, I'm going to read you your card while you are putting that information in about your cat making bread on your chest, right? Your card, dear, is the Four of Cups. Cups are equal to hearts in the 52 playing deck. So it'd be basically the Four of Hearts. Your words are reflection, absorption, apathy, stuck, antisocial. I get the feeling that really applies to you, dear. That's not out of judgment. You always reflect, I know, Fran. You absorb, apathy, stuck, antisocial. A figure sits under a tree looking bored, unhappy and dissatisfied. There's a cup of love, friendship, your cat. Support and positive emotional things being offered. The upright cups in front of him, her, which could contain positive emotional experience, and he either does not see any of them or is choosing to ignore them. Somehow, friend, I'm seeing this is really, really applying to you. No. Yeah, friend, I don't think you're dreaming about him. I'm saying when you lay down at night, are you feeling this on your chest like cats do when they knead dough? If you don't, I promise you, you're going to contact me. And if you would, if this happens for you really, really soon, come back in the room and in this feed, say, yes, I did become aware of my cat playing on my chest. Hello, Gary. So, friend, while I continue to move forward, does that card apply to you? Let me read it again. Reflection, absorption, apathy, stuck, antisocial. Friend, are you stuck of wanting to go out but just hadn't found the right reason to want to step out and do some things lately? Elwoods, thank you for your insight. Thank you, Keith. It was perfect. Just needed someone else to reflect. You're welcome, bro. You're absolutely welcome, my friend. Okay, friend, something's telling me to give you a major arcana card to help you resolve that cat's coming to you. That's why you asked the question. Like I said in my last broadcast, our loved ones are not on some dimension so far removed from our consciousness, a gazillion light years away. That is not the truth of it. They're right here all around you. If you lived in a house with two parents and a few siblings, when you want to chat with one of them, you call them by their name and they say yes. Up there, really, in here, our deceased loved ones are hanging out with the part of us that is still there and not deceased on this earth. You're not removed from there to come down here. If that was possible, you couldn't be possible. You unplug a light source from the wall, the light goes out. You're not unplugged from your soul essence, your family unit, which is hanging around you all in your family house, your spiritual family house. So that being said, friend, your cat is hanging out with you. It's on your spiritual chest. You're the same being. Maybe that cat whispered in your ear. Ask the question so you can become hyper aware of my presence. So that now tonight when you lay down, you're going to feel me kneading dough in your chest. All right, here's your Major Arcana card, dear. Your card is the Empress. All is well, abundance, plenty, success, creativity, productivity, motherhood, pregnancy, birth, harmony, nurturing. Are you getting a new fur baby? Friend, are you getting a new fur baby or just got one? Let's see, who else? Who's next in queue? Charissa's next, and then after would be Star. Charissa, something it is asking me to ask you to write out a question. A one-sentence question, please. I mean, it could be 2 sentences, but not something I have to process. You know, I know you know. Or you can call me on my phone. Ken Applebaum, what's up, bro? Maria says, I'm getting hot, too. Yeah, right. Someone's grandmother just passed in the room? Grandmother? And I mean recently. I don't mean a year ago to where it's vague and you make it fit. Who can I trust in my life? No one. You cannot trust anyone. Wow, Keith, that blew me away. I never expected that to come out of you. I'm going to say it again. No one. Don't trust anyone. Trust yourself. Don't trust a soul except that one. That's the one you need to trust. Because when we don't trust this one, those out there are going to come into the experience and say, I'm validating you about the reason not to trust. Right? When you trust no one but yourself, Teresa says, can't even trust myself because it tells me to trust everyone yet. No one. I'm not sure what you mean, Teresa, so I'm going to let my intuition just go. What I mean by trusting no one is because those people out there in your life is absolutely irrelevant. Praise, blame, trust, non-trust. That has nothing to do with answering your question as a spiritual teacher. Don't worry about trusting these people. When you trust yourself, your level of tolerance for certain things that come around you will expand, and those people will leave and go bother someone else that tolerates it. Because now you are saying, this don't fly with me anymore. I'm not upset with you. I love you. Just go somewhere else. This is not allowed in my experience. Because you're trusting you. You're trusting your intuition. You're trusting your spirit that's moving through you that says, Teresa, the reason this keeps happening is because you keep trying to trust this out there, which is forever in a state of flux and will always be in a state of flux. So when you become in a state of flux and move into trust, your awareness opens up to the level that you can now spot those people even before they come into your experience. Ah, you look familiar to me. Nice to meet you. Can I get my check, please? Once you begin to trust you and what you're about and what you're made of, anything that does not vibrate in harmony with what you're about and what you're made of looks like an oddball. It looks out of kilter. And then your spirit speaks to you and says, not a good place to be. So you just shake their hand polite and say, nice to meet you. And you go on about your life. Versus, nice to meet you. What's your name? Would you like to sit with me? When we're not clear, would you like to sit with me? Has created millions of problems worldwide. Relationship, violence in relationship, divorce, unparented children, living in a pattern of attracting the same mate. What lives inside of you, me, us, we, is the only thing we need to trust in. Everything else takes care of itself. That's your reading, dear. Teresa, I'm going to pull a card for you. Something says a major arcana card. Yours is the Hierophant. Inner power. Advisor, counselor, teacher, education, seeker of knowledge and wisdom. Something is telling me to share with you to make a ritual about this. Tonight, light a candle, put on some music with no lyrics like you're hearing mine. Breathe in and out. Make it a ceremony. Make it a ritual. And say, I am going to tap into the source of trust. That which is going to move through me. Dear Lord, is going to move through me. And starting tomorrow when I wake up, starting now really, but tomorrow is when I'm really going to feel the effect. I'm looking at the world through new eyes. New eyes. That's the eye. That's the eye. We have two eyes for looking and one for seeing. If you do this ceremony and this ritual, Spirit, help me to connect to you, the source of absolute trust. Watch what happens to you. Yes, dear, that is what you need to tap into. Yes. This is all a movie. This is the director, the producer, and that's the film. Director, producer, film, and what's out here is your movie. If you don't like what you're seeing on your 3D screen called reality, you have to change the film. The light inside will push, regardless whether your movie's a love story or a horror flick, because it unconditionally loves you and gives you everything you ask for. So trust is your best ploy. Elwood says that's what happens when you live for yourself. Me first, trust. Yes, sir. Good, 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 good. Star. Bring me a question, dear. I think this is Star that I know. But I know a Star. I'm wondering if she got married or changed her name legally or gone by an alias. It is not the same Star. Well, hi, Star. Anyone have anything you want to bring through? Star, you're next. So if anyone has, and Amanda, I see you in queue as well. It's getting hot in here. Yes, Teresa, stop living in fear. Fear is fear and it creates fear. Hello, Greta. Star asked the question, will the turmoil in my life end soon? Now I'll recite it for you. That's all determined by what you choose, Star. This world does not happen out there. Seemingly real. It does not work that way. It can end for you soon, Angel, because you're a star. Star. And something's telling me to read to you the major arcana card that is a star. This is how spirit works. What I just read to you from star, a little wordplay, I said star, you're a star. And then coincidentally, something said give her the star card. Her question she posed, read the question. Will the turmoil in my life end anytime soon? And then I went through the dance from my bestseller, The Divine Principle, about this world outside is not real. And this is what the Star Major Arcana card said about her question. Will my turmoil end soon? You posing that question, God knew you were coming into this room to ask that question and set this all up perfectly orchestrated for you. Here's the Major Arcana card for you to answer your will my turmoil in life end anytime soon? And I said the world outside is not real. It all starts here, as I gave that reading to Teresa and Pamela. Here's the starred Major Arcana. You asked that question because right now in your life you have wishes. You wish your turmoil to end soon. You have dreams because your soul is telling you to ask the question because you know that you deserve and desire beauty in your life that would bring you the pleasure you have chosen as a contract to fulfill when you came to this earth, was to live in bliss and pleasure, to have joy and have a plenty, to be in balance and flow. And the way you get in the flow, dear star, the way you become the star, the way you become the rock star. Have you ever met a movie star? Anyone? Have you ever met a rock star? Have you ever met someone in a position of power that knows exactly who they are? Star, this is still working with you, dear. If you ever experience that, they don't walk into a room slumped over with no confidence. They walk into a room. Even if you don't know that they are there in the room, when they walk into the room, they declare the whole attention of the room. They demand it. They command it. Even still, if you don't know they're there and you feel it. I'm giving you this model star to help you shift from the position you are in, which is, will the turmoil in my life end soon? To putting you into a position in your life that there is no turmoil whatsoever. And the only turmoil that you are experiencing is the one that the monkey in the mind is dictating to you that exists. And you buy into it. And the outside world goes into a tailspin and reflects to you exactly what you're thinking and feeling. And guess what? Therefore, you are right. Because we as humans are right. We like being arrogant. We like being right. Even if in our rightness is kicking our ass. Will the turmoil in my life end soon, you ask? You ask that question because you have wishes, because you have dreams, because you know that you incarnated into this meat suit on this rock, spinning around the solar system at thousands of miles per hour, to live in passion, to live in bliss, to live in joy, to live in affluence, abundance, and a plenty. When you start feeling this way about yourself, mountains will move for you. And if you continue not to, for anyone, there is no dump truck big enough. I really hope that works for you, dear. I do. You need to start. I feel this is very important. In fact, I'm being emotionally overwhelmed right now for you and with you and because of you. Star, contact me tomorrow in my Facebook inbox or Keith Anthony Blanchard, my name on this feed, @gmail.com. I would love to chat with you. No money involved. I'll give you a free session, dear. How's that? All right. Amanda Lee says, general reading. Hey, Mr. Alan Bone. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Again, y'all, if anyone has a question, hello, Leland. Good to see you, bro. Sherry. Anyone has a question, ask one question now. I'll be glad to get to you when I can. First come, first serve. Amanda says, general reading, please. Let me get a card for you, dear. The card for you, Amanda Lee. It's 10 of... What? Oh, there we go. Wrong one. I read the wrong thing. Page of Wands. Wands are reference to clubs in the 52 playing deck. Page is like a 10 of clubs, it would be, I think. Amanda, you either got some new news. In fact, you're getting new news right now through me. But also, did you get some news recently in your life? A message? I know that you are a child that is on fire. You're a fiery child. You live in high energy, don't you? And are you Sagittarius? Is that why I'm finding the word fire? Are you a fire sign at least? Something he's telling me to get you a major arcana card. The major arcana card I have for you, I'm getting the feeling, let me make sure I got your name right, dear, because it's vibrationally important. Hello, Mitch. Chris? Tammy? Cheryl? Back? Yeah? Cedric, good to see you, my brother. Amanda, what I got for you, dear, is you are considering relationship. Don't know what to do with it. At least right now, you're considering partnership, connection, physical, sexual, attractiveness, love, unity. I think right now, unity is very important to you. It's important to all of us. But this is your reading. Unity is very important to you right now. Even if it's for a touch and go basis. Even if it's for a relationship base that comes together for a short time and separates. I think you're okay with that. But right now, in this place in your life, you're just wanting a little bit of a closeness. You're missing it. It's been too long. How's that feeling for you so far, dear? Tony, I got you coming up shortly. Amanda is Capricorn, fire sign. No, she says Earth. Does that make sense to you, what I told you about you in the space of right now? Support. That would definitely be unity. Closeness, the ability to be snuggled, nestled with someone who's going to nurture you and support you. Since you are an Earth sign, dear, first of all, does that relationship thing, is that applicable for you? Again, I don't do this to be right. You don't even have, it's rhetorical. You don't even have to respond. I see Tony's coming up and, let's see. Cheryl. Cheryl says, very nice of you. No worries. You contact me, Star. You do that, dear. I love your openness, Amanda, about your personal life. That's a great deal when you can convey, confess, declare something, make public about who you are. I'm giving Amanda a reading right now about, she said, give me a general reading, and I immediately went to the Lover's card about being close with someone, even if it's temporary. Just needing to be close with someone for at least, God dang it, a little while. And I said, I get the feeling she's been without having that closeness for a long period of time. And she's like, shit, man, just for a moment at least. I hear you. She says, Oh, dear Lord. I'm a single mother, no family, raising a child. I lost my ex tragically, she says. I'm curious to know if that's rhetorical. That's why I went to the Lover's card for you. I have no doubt. Amanda, that window's open for you. It's open for anyone. But this is your reading. You came here stating an intention of spirit. I want to know something about where I could possibly be in my life. We were led to the Lover's card. I gave you the reading. The question becomes, I pose to you. First of all, ground yourself to the earth because you're an earth sign. Ground yourself. In a meditation, see the light coming through the top of your head, exploding through your chest, and you're grounding all that. You're planting it into the earth. In other words, use the essence of who you are, the earth child, and plant that lightning rod. And open yourself up like you did, declaring who you are in this room in front of all these people. When you make that kind of opening in your life to spirit to say, I've been alone a long time, and that's okay. I needed to grow and find myself. Now I'm ready to share that. Good for you, Amanda. Tony Meharry, do you have a question, my brother? Amanda, I hope that works for you. In fact, if you fall into what I said to offer, you will contact me. I don't need to be right. You will contact me to validate what happened to you and just to share your excitement with me. Again, if you want to find me when I do these broadcasts, the little three dots up there, the ellipsis, click and say notify me when Keith goes live. Right? I got to turn on some heat. See, I normally have a regulated unit back here, but it makes the noise is so loud my entire house would shake on this microphone. Be right back. Welcome to my home, my little abode, Shanti Pernilium, which means the abode of peace. Cheryl says, it sounds like you're talking to me. Take it in, dear. Notice how you ended up right behind Amanda. Is that a coincidence? Huh. You decide. It's all about what you decide. As I said, I am not here to tell you what is right and what is wrong, that you should or you shouldn't. What I am here to do is help you to get clear about something that you want to move through or something you want to move towards. And the only way you are ever going to do that, hear me when I tell you, the only way you're going to get through something or to something is when you look in. If you want to move through something or move to something, you have to move in this way. It's the only way. That is why I'm here, to help you do that. Tony says, Amanda, if you would, send me a Facebook inbox, say in about a few minutes when I'm done, about a video I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you a video I did recently. I'll know what it's about. Just say, hey, Keith, send me that video. Something is afoot for you. Amanda says, thank you so kindly. Sweetheart, you are welcome. You owe me nothing except to be happy. Aaron, I got you coming up shortly. Thank you for being here. Hello, Sandy Whitaker. Okay, everybody, if we would, let's hold off with the questions. I'll be here as long as we can. I will open up the feed in a minute because I don't want to lose the questions that have been put. If anyone would, in the notify section, maybe later tonight, I'm going to do a live burst about a class. Who knows? I'm open to suggestions. Aliens, angels, out-of-body experiences, deceased loved ones, whatever. Don't know where that's going to go yet. But for now, also for those, you can go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio. Subscribe to my channel. It helps my heart to become visible to the public so I can continue to do the work that I'm so passionate about, like I'm doing right now. I'm on vacation. Not really, but really, this is my vacation. This opens me up and soothes my soul. Tony says, I'm experiencing some serious family alienation from family. It's very serious. Tony, what I offer is my heart to you, bro. My many years of doing spirituality that I am accustomed to. That I have no doubt whatsoever that when it's applied in one's life, I'm fortunate. I've been given information that most people have not received. Doesn't make me better. It makes me fortunate. Two things come to mind for you, Tony. First of all, I understand the feeling that is happening inside of you of disconnect with your family. I can imagine how that feels for you. I will offer you a tidbit. And if you put this into motion, it'll change for you just like that. It may not change the experience on the outside as if they're still gone. But that's really not what's bothering you, is it? Them being gone is not what's bothering you. You may say, yes, it is, Keith, and I'm telling you, no, it's not. Do you have a problem with me being gone from your life since the last time we spoke? No, you don't. I love Keith. We're dear friends. And Keith's at his house, and I'm at my house, and I want nothing from Keith. Kind of idea. But Keith, this is my family. Oh, I understand. But when you can find it within yourself, brother, to shift from alienation to all is well. Everyone is exactly where they need to be. When you can have that kind of shift within yourself, bro, it becomes just like, well, I don't miss Keith. Keith is at his house. My connection to Keith is not being in close proximity with him. My connection to Keith is because we are brothers. There is no disconnect. Trust me, bro, if you treat this scenario just like that, in there moving away doesn't matter because you're full and you're peaceful. And guess what? Because you are now full and peaceful, you become the magnetic light that gives them the opportunity to come back because you no longer care about the stuff that's happening inside of you that is creating and helping you to declare a feeling inside of yourself with your thoughts calling it alienation. Everybody is on a Christed path. Tony, when this all started for me, how many people do you think left my life? And I was boogered, somewhat. But I realized I don't care. It's not that I don't care. I just don't care about that nonsensical stuff. Now, if it's something you're doing, hello, Angela. Hello, Alex. If it's something you are doing that you emphatically know bones to bones, Tony, hear me, that you emphatically know bones to bones that you are doing that's causing people to flee from you, then you know that. If it's something you are doing and you know that's why they are fleeing from you, but you feel in your position you are right. I don't mean right and as in arrogance. I mean right. This is solid. This is the highest truth. And I'm going to stand in my light. If they're moving away from you, then you can never hold them back. Because moths only come to the flame when they see the light. Sometimes the light can be a little blinding. What happens when a light is so bright? You can still bump into things when the light is very bright because you're blinded. But if they're leaving your experience and you don't know why, your best ploy is to say, what is happening that I'm so far removed from that I cannot, at least in this moment, detect with my field of consciousness, because I'm tuned to TV station number 4 and they may be on channel 5 or channel 3. Help me see what it is I'm doing that I may not be aware of that's causing this rift. Do I need to tone down my personality a little bit? Make myself soft and not so abrasive. Maybe I need to pump myself a little bit. So Tony, it really becomes an honest question that you ask yourself. What do I do? You don't have to like them leaving. But your best ploy to get them back into your experience is to accept right, wrong, good, bad, in, out, hot, cold, or indifferent. The fact of the matter, which is, they are leaving. But also, when you get out of the idea that you are being alienated, you are not being alienated. God has never left you. You are never alone. Well, Keith, I'm talking about my family. Exactly. Your family is God. It's the highest source of love you have all around you for the rest of your life. Do that for yourself, bro. Watch the dynamic. Tony says, I feel I am being attacked by family all the time. And as long as you feel that you're being attacked, you will feel that you're being attacked. So what I offer is to remove yourself from being attacked to a space of, maybe I'm being told something very loudly that I'm just not hearing. Let me say that again. Tony, you can do it in this moment. Trust me, brother. You can do it in this moment. Listen to me. Hear me. Shift from, I'm being attacked by family all the time, to, maybe I'm doing something that I'm not aware of, that because they love me so much, they're shouting at me, trying to get my attention. When you could shift to that space, your hearing gets better and you go, thank you for putting me in my place, so to speak, if that is a dynamic that's true for you. I understand what they're trying to tell me. And that which you love, your family, like the prodigal son says, welcome back. Kill the fatted calf. It's time to celebrate. These are just metaphors, but I hope it makes the point for you, my brother. Tony, you're welcome to contact me tomorrow. Absolutely. Maria says, love them from afar. Loving them from afar is the bridge, the love, to bring them back in your experience. Soften. The word that comes to me for you, Tony, is soften up. Soften. Soften. Every day tell yourself, I just need to be soft today with myself and my experience in the world. Just be soft. Versus, we all have this side of us that wants to be strong. We want to be... There's more strength and subtlety. More strength and subtlety. Subtlety has power. Strength has might. I will choose power over might any day. Power means I am in a position of power. Might means I have to use force. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to win. Power is all governing. Thank you for the marathon, Tony. It touches my heart, and I love your honesty and your ability to share with everyone in this feed your vulnerability. That's power. Your vulnerability of asking that question is power. It's power. Notice you didn't use might. You didn't use Facebook might. You didn't use the physical might. You didn't use anything that represented might in your question. You made yourself exposed and vulnerable, and you trusted. And in so, you gained power. Now that power is going to be with you the rest of your life, provided you put it in your auxiliary belt and use it. Hello, Nick. Hello, Renee. Let me go back to some people I didn't read. So I've been here 2 hours. I'm going to do 2. I could be here forever. But when I start to go into spirit mode, channel mode, I begin to vibrate so high, I get hungry. Because eating food is an earthly thing and it grounds me back. If I don't, I will get very, very flighty. I did say Aaron, so I'm going to follow through. Yeah, Joseph, what I meant by Facebook might. Anyone out there, we see it in our feed. You're welcome, Tony. I love you, bro. Tony, you're dear to me. Facebook might. What I meant by that is we look out in our feeds and we see people yapping. We see people using a strong arm and force. It goes nowhere. It furthers the problem. The question I pose is, whoever out there in Facebook land, if you're watching now or in the future, if you are such a person, yammering on and calling this, that, and just being in that stream of unconscious crap, honestly look at your life and say, what's happening in my life? And you will see a mirror image of exactly what's happening. Because the yammering on and the dictating and the bickering just keeps going on. Well, I continue to see it, Keith. That's why I do it. Well, it's because you keep yammering on and keep bickering. And if you don't want to see it, a part of you will no longer see it as people in their dramatic dynamic. Or you have the soulness about you to say, delete. And you're the one that alienates from the dramatic scene. The dramatic Facebook social media scene. Social scene, even on the outside of your life. You had enough of being around the vibration. It feels like you're constantly being scratched and grated upon. Angela, I enjoy being in your beautiful presence. Being my spiritual sister. Anastasia, hello, dear. Everyone, Anastasia Nitri in this forum is coming out with a brand new book. Anastasia, feel free to post your link in this forum. This lady is connected. This lady is a writer. She is a spiritual teacher for me. Anastasia, please put your information in this forum. She's got a new book coming out. 50 quick questions. Really, really, the book cover is gorgeous. Hello, Christy Pritchard. Get out of Facebook might. But Keith, I'm constantly seeing people bickering. And so you want to chime back. I get it. I want to chime back too. I want to lovingly grab them by the shirt and say, ta, 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 ta. I love you, wake up. But it's still violence. Doesn't work. Hit one of your friends, even though you're telling them while you're hitting them, I love you, and see if they don't jack you in the jaw. But when you start massaging these people, counterpointing their argument with love, and I don't mean responding, just sending a frequency of love, and then continue to scroll, it changes the world. It changes your world. Michael Jackson said it. Look at the man in the mirror. He needs to change his ways. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Get out of the noise. The monkey in the mind wants a banana. And he's going to yak at you until you give him that damn banana. Because once he has a banana in his mouth, he can't speak. So he becomes quiet. How do I give the monkey a banana and stop him from bitching at me so I can make clear choices from a heart perspective? You treat it the same way you do those people on social media. You be nice. Like in the movie Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze. He's in a position of power. Not in a position of might. He's in a position of power. Who could use might if he needed to. And they say, boss, how do we know when not to be so nice when we throw these people out of the bar? Because they're bouncers, right? He says, you're the bouncers, I'm the cooler. Cooler, I'm going to cool things down. So we need to cool things down because they're too hot. Basically, we're at war. We're in a hot zone. We're in a hot zone with ourselves. And so Patrick Swayze answers the question that was put, how do we know when to engage or not? He says, you don't. I will tell you when. You cool things down by not fighting. When people put erroneous, ridiculous ideas that are hurtful and hateful towards other people, I love that you want to make change. But if you fight them, you are adding another component, another variable, the greatest thing ever in the universe ever created. You are adding to the variable. And you're causing more damage. Facebook might. Get out of Facebook might and Facebook fight. And get into Facebook light. I love that person. Love them from a distance. Because they will affect your experience. When they affect your experience, everyone else you're around, their experience becomes affected. And their experience becomes affected. It is a worldwide movement, awakening one person at a time, and it starts with ourselves. So I'm hoping my friend Anastasia puts her link in here. Erin says, me please. Erin, what is your question, dear? Give me a question. Erin Coots. Give me a question. Connor's with me and good. Could use some spiritual message right now to offer him. Connor, stick around for a few more minutes. I'm here a lot longer than I thought I would be. No worries. I'm enjoying myself. But I'm going to have to take pause. The heat in my house is rising. My energy is shooting through the roof. And I don't even have a heat on right now, so I have to put on a little bit of cool. It feels like Connor just got a job. I can tell you that. Or Connor's about to get a job. Lisa Ard. Lisa, I found you, Lisa Ard, because I was looking for an old childhood friend by the name of Lisa Ard. So you have a doppelganger out there, dear. I'm waiting for Erin's question. Carl Lapierus, Mary Jane. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. I'm going to look for Erin's card. Something is saying I need to get her a card. 3 of Cups. Celebration, team, female friends, success. Erin, do you work with a group of girls? A team? I don't mean just a job. Do you work with a team? Right now, it feels like to me you're in a moment of celebration in your life. Erin says, who was the lady with the candle who appeared at my bed when I was little? She seemed so sad, she called my name. See, Erin, I could do that kind of stuff. It's not really what I do, though I do it. I'm going to tell you who that lady was. That lady was you. That was a future you. I had the same experience I told on the last broadcast. Let me ask you, Aaron, right now in your life. It's rhetorical. You don't have to answer. She seemed sad. Does that refer to you right now in your life? Do you feel sad? Hello, Sandra. See how that came about, Aaron? Notice how this all played out. I have 2 teens in my home. I'm not celebrating. I get that. But Aaron, are you sad at this juncture in your life? I don't mean like sad. It could apply. Sad. Like things are not working out for you and you're in a state of sadness. And somehow this feels like a tied to the death of a loved one. Aaron, notice how this played out. I asked you to give me a question. You gave me the question. Who was the lady that came to my room that was sad? And she came with a candle. I did not cheat this. I don't need to convince you. I'm telling you, you were set up to be in here tonight. I've never met you before. Celebration, team, female friends, success. I care to differ. This is happening to you. Celebration, team, female friends, success. You as the child and you as the older self that came to you. Female friends. In fact, so much female friends, you're friends with your future self. And it came to you with a light. You came into this room to hand yourself, your past self, that light. As to why I am speaking and moving it through me to you. You are handing that little child self that light. And you will be celebrating. Team, you and your future self, you and your past self, or your past self from that perspective, and the future you that is coming together now as female friends, and you will be successful. And achieving a state of happiness. If you take what I am offering to you and do it again. In a meditation, go visit yourself again. And not only bring a light that is not taken from the younger self, but what I want you to do this time is go into meditation as the child, the younger self. And again, see yourself being approached by the wisdom, the wise you that gleaned this information through me tonight. And now when that adult self comes with the candle, take the candle I am offering you, dear. Take it. Take the candle the woman is offering you, your future self, take it. And when you take that divine torch into your experience, we all know that if you time travel and go back in time and you change something, it changes the entire timeline. Aaron, what I am saying to you, when you go into the meditation of this child who's sad, moping, everything seems hopeless, sad, and you take the light, this candle I'm offering you in the form of information, in that meditation, when you receive it, you can, and if you choose to, you will change your timeline. You will clean up your entire timeline, and things will change for you. You are an eternal soul. It's just going back and making a new decision. That's all it is. Keith, can it really be that easy? There is no other way. It is that easy, dear. And it can be if you allow it. That's for you. I hope that works for you, dear. Connor. Okay, as of now, the floor is closed. Whoever asked, I will give you a reading. Connor, would you pose a question for me? And or did you get a new job or you're about to? You are about to. Like it or not, you are about to. Aaron says, my dad died late January. Aaron, send me a Facebook message and say, Keith, send me a video about deceased loved ones. And I'll send you a video I made. I promise you, if you watch this video, you will reconnect to that which you're already connected to. That's part of your light. You will begin to receive support from your deceased loved ones. She even says, I've witnessed 2 young girls die tragically in the last 3 years. My husband just asked me for a divorce a few days ago. I can understand what you are moving through, Aaron. I am here. I will never leave you, ever. Contact me. Contact me at KeithAnthonyBlanchard@gmail. My name, which is on this video, add at gmail.com. And say, Keith, I will give you a free session, dear. Okay? Good night, Cheryl. Don't know if Connor is still here. We'll wait for a second. Let me see who's here. It says we've got 13. 13. Christy, Maria, Alex Perez, my bro, Sherry, Elwood, Pamela. Everyone, if you would, please go to YouTube and look up Center of Light Radio. Or go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio and subscribe to my channel. In return for this love offering I'm giving to you, you owe me nothing. But I would love to receive something beautiful from you in the form of supporting my work. If you feel that I have helped shed clarity for you. Okay? Hi, Roxanne. Connor, I'm waiting to get a question from you. Hi, Tammy. So if everyone would, for those who want the video of deceased loved ones, send it to my Facebook inbox now. Keith, send me vid on deceased loved ones, and I will. He's about to get a job, Christy. That's why he's applying. Well, his direction should be his passion. No, I won't tell him what his direction should be. All I know is that when you do what you love, you align with the force of love itself, and it will be your greatest reward. Hello, Donnie. So, Connor, I know that you like playing drums. If that is your passion, young man, don't just play the drums. Play the drums with all your fervor, all your love. Don't jack around. If you want to be a professional drummer, then be a professional drummer. Don't jack around. Because anything less than that, your life will reflect, manifest, and dictate to you that you're a hobby drummer, that you're playing as a hobby. If you want to be a professional drummer, manifest your craft, young man. Manifest your craft with the utmost passion. Learn everything about drumming there is. Manifest everything about drumming there is through you. And if you need a job right now, Subway, whatever it is, to earn your duckies, your dinero, your coinage, your money, your currency, life is about being in the current, your currency. And if you're using that as your excuse to get in the cosmic current, then earn you some money right now, bro. Buy what you need as a drummer. Your car. Put gas in your car, your insurance. Live your young man life. And let everyone in the universe know that you are going to be a professional drummer. And you begin to work on that craft, bro. You begin to work on that craft. By the time you're old enough to get into the scene, as if there was an age, but you feel me, you will be in such high demand. Your love for your craft will be rewarded by your love for your craft. There is nothing else. Do you feel me, young man? My mother told me as a kid, Keith, I know you want to be a musician. You're probably really good at it. You go get you a job. And I ignored her. And today, I am a professional musician. I don't have a job. And I do quite well for myself. And I play 4, 5, sometimes 7, 8, 9 times a week. Sometimes twice a day. That's your path, Connor. Is to live your heart. Live your bliss. What other reason did you come here? You didn't come here to not be happy. And if playing drums or doing this or that makes you happy, that's why you came. Connor, whatever it is that is your bliss is obviously anyone's direction to purpose. Well, bliss makes me blissful. And I feel on purpose. And now everything you do with your life from this day forth, you do it on purpose. Not only are you on purpose, you do things on purpose, deliberately and intentionally. And people begin to feel your power. That's why they call you up for a job to be their drummer, because you're phenomenal. And let me offer you this, Connor. If you have any vocal ability about you, practice singing. Because if you are a drummer that can sing, I believe in you, Connor. I was going to say good luck, but I'm going to say do it, bro. J.R. Naka, my old childhood friend. Sandra says, if you feel drawn to me, Sandra, something is saying to get a card for you. I don't have a tarot deck in front of me. Don't need one. I'm using a tarot deck online. It's all the same thing. It's all a subconscious typewriter that through you and I, Spirit works out this dialogue. Right? And I will select a card for you. The card that I have selected for you is the Four of Wands, which in the 52 playing card deck would be the Four of Clubs. It has to do with marriage, partnership, celebration, success, and home. Some things are sensitive. Christy says Connor's working on singing and songwriting. Bro, there's your validation. Sandra, are you going through a period right now? It's rhetorical. You don't have to divulge your personal life to this forum. About separation of a marriage, separation of a partnership. It's not about me being right. I can give a flip it whether I'm accurate or not. This is all about you. Or are you kind of nervous about moving into an engagement? That being said, do you have a question for me that you would like to pose, Sandra? I'm just amazed at how this stuff just plays out. People are answering other people's questions. People just writing in the room thinking I'm gonna read it, which I am, but they're the ones giving me the answer to everybody else's questions. Ron says, "You are still the world's tallest midget. Don't make me reach down and hit you." I may be short in stature. Well, we're going to leave it right there. I am short in stature. So I'm waiting for... Sandra says no. Okay? Send me your question, dear, so I continue with you. I don't know why. This feels relationship related for you, Sandra. So let me see who's next. My energy is vibrating so high, I need to get food shortly. Roxanne, give me your question, dear. Everyone in here who has not had a reading, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm needing food. My energy is so high, I'm leaving my body. Roxanne, give me your question. Brenna, give me your question. Ron, give me your question. World's tallest giant, Ron. Tammy, good night to you, dear. Blessings. Brenda says, I would love to hear what spiritual advice you have for my career. We're going to get out of reading mode because I need to plug back into my body. But I'm still going to answer your question from a Keith's perspective as a guidance kind of thing. What is your question directly, Brianna? Sandra says, what do you see in terms of work for me? I know things are changing. I know that you're not about to find the same job doing the same thing, but a different guise. I know that you're moving into a different window, or at least you're wanting to. That's why you're posing the question. I say for you, dear, Sandra, move into a place as a new place, because that's why you're asking the question. You're leaving the old paradigm. You're leaving the old job world. You don't want to do that anymore. You have a new opportunity, or at least you're wanting a new opportunity. So that's going to require a new, I was going to say mentality, but a new heart set. Like I shared with Connor, move into the love of what you want. So, Brianna, for your closing question, to close with you, I would love to hear what you have advice-wise for my career. Actually, that was for you, Brianna. I got so many people in the feed. That was for you, Brianna. When you move into a career implies I'm not doing a career yet. And if you are, it's new. That's how I knew it was new. For you. Sandra says, what do you see in terms of work for me? That's why I got you confused, because Sandra, you and Brianna are the same energy. The same thing applies to both of you. You're welcome, Christy. I love you and your beautiful family. Roxanne says, what about relationship? Roxanne, was it not you just a little bit ago that asked me the question? And I mentioned relationship and you said no when I said marriage or engagement. That's definitely a relationship. Because in a relationship, you are all about some engagement. Some vulnerability. Engagement. It doesn't only apply to be engaged, because an engagement does imply being engaged. Blessings, Roxanne. Alan, what's up, brothers? Good to see you. Kayleen, if you're asking about being with someone again in your life. You said, I'm so alone without Mike. I understand you loved and still love my beautiful godfather who passed and your beautiful husband that passed. You're not alone, dear. He is with you. So much so, from that side of where he is experiencing reality now, he's saying, Kayleen, if you meet someone, go for it. We don't exist in jealousy when we're in that place. Jealousy does not exist. My support, knowing my beautiful uncle who loved you and loves you. If you want to be with someone, is it possible he's the one that brought them in your life, or at least contributed to the union or the potential union that you have before you? You will be alone and feel alone as long as you choose to be alone and feel alone. A person could be in a room with 1,000 people and still feel alone. A person could be sitting in a Himalayan cave by themselves and feel full. That's really up to you, precious. It's really up to you. Roxanne, my apology, I had you confused. I'll do this again soon. Again, for everyone, please find in this forum the 3 dots, the ellipsis, and choose to follow me when I do these feeds. I'm probably going to take a break here shortly for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to come back and do another live feed. It won't be a reading, but it'll be about whatever I go into channel mode and allow Spirit to come through. So thank you, everyone. I really need to plug in to some sustenance. Sue, you're welcome. Everyone, you are welcome again. In a few minutes, no later than the top of the hour, maybe in 15 minutes. Between a quarter till, I need 15 minutes at least. Maybe 30 minutes. At least check back on my wall. I have no idea what I'm going to speak about. If there's a topic about spirituality you want me to cover, send me a Facebook inbox now, or you can put it in the Facebook inbox if you have something you want me to cover other than readings, and I will. I love you. I love you. I love you. If your life is not happening in a beautiful way for you right now, I understand. I do. Be good to yourself. Believe that you deserve a beautiful life. Start living it because you're believing it. But do something about it. Don't just believe it. See, people believe in God all the time. It's not enough. People asked the question today on Facebook, do you believe in God? And I said, no. I don't believe in God. I know my divine parent. I don't believe in my divine parent. That is simply not enough. It's about amalgamating. It's about unity. And having that unfold in your life. And when you know your divine parent, it's easy. But until then, fall further within yourself and say, dear Lord, come inside of me and connect in such a way that I cannot separate nor tell who I am and who you are. Those kinds of intentions, those kinds of prayers, those kinds of supplicating to Divine Parent will change your life in a holy instant. Contact me at KeithAnthonyBlanchard@gmail.com. Keith, I want a free session. Live in the light. I'll see you in a few minutes if you want to catch my next live feed. Peace. I love you.